All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. We're up and running. It's a Friday. Let's take a look and see how these things are shaking out, right? We were down about 4 overnight in corn. What do we open up at? Down 6, all right? So we've added to the losses here. SEP's down to $4 even. We've printed a $3.99.5. Ouch, we don't like that. We're off 6 cents right now at $3.99 3/4. Oof. New crop D's down 6 1/4 cents to 414.5. So we'll see about that throughout the day. But right now, corn's not really liking it. Beans were double-digit losers overnight, and we've added to that right now across the board. SEP's down 17 cents to 1057.5. That's 3 ticks off the low of the day there, folks. We've already had basically a 20-cent range. If we move out to the Novi new crop, down 17 1/4 cents to 1062.25. That's 3 ticks off the low of the day there, and that's almost a 20-cent range. Let's move on to the Chicago wheat. That's down about 7 cents across the board. SEP's down 6 3/4 cents to 531, a penny and a half off the low there. And that's about a 12-cent range. We move out to the March. That's down 6 1/2 cents to 576.25, 2 cents off the low there. And we're working on an 11-cent range. That's wheat in Chicago. Let's go to Kansas City and see what the hard red's got in store for us. A lot like we had in Chicago, down about 8 cents across the board. SEP's down 7 3/4 cents to 553 3/4. And that's, I don't know, 553 1/4. Now we're about 2 cents off the low of the day there. March is down 8 cents to 584. That's a penny and 3/4 off the low as well. Everything's off the low here today, unfortunately. From hard red, let's go to the spring wheat in Minneapolis. 2 1/2 cents lower there. This one was up overnight, but now it's lower. 2 1/2 cents lower in SEP to 601 1/4. We've already had a 12-cent range. And what are we, about 3 ticks off the low of a 12-cent range? How about that? March down 2 cents to 636 3/4, and that's just a tick off the low of the day. And we're working on a 10-cent range there. Cotton, that's going to be 70 points lower to 68.20, 10 points off the low of the day. So not a lot of good news there, folks. I'm sorry about that, but we've got somebody here that's going to make us all feel better, and that's going to be Mr. Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading coming to us somewhere. I don't know. Where is he still out in, where are you?
Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Scotty boy.
Yeah, I think there's a nice casino around there somewhere by you right now.
Well, every block there is. Yeah, you could buy all types of tickets here and everything else. Listen, the ultimate casino, the meat casino, was on fire yesterday. The grain casino is going south. I got to talk to you. I was at Ag PhD Field Days yesterday, as you know, because I couldn't get cell signal to join you on Market Day Report. But I am not exaggerating. I'm not making this up, which usually I am. I will not stop short to say 25 people came up to me and said, will you, well, a couple of them called me Cow Guy. I was a little offended by that. I said, call me Cow Guy Jr. But the other 23 absolutely love you. They love Market Day Report. It was so nice to see the pop-ups and all the stuff with Patrick Koch. You realize his impact on ag media, ag journalism, live agriculture TV. But the American farmer from South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, they had Texas, California, they love the Cow Guy. And I had someone in the lobby here, not that this first segment needs to be about me talking about my travel experience, but it's important to know, Scott, that people are listening to you, your guest, and whether it be all the people that go into putting this show together, whether it be Alex upstairs or all the people who help you, but they truly love the show. They did say this, that you talk about a lot of financial stuff. Sometimes it goes over their head. And I said, that's because he's so smart. We need to teach him how to talk farmer. But they love what you're doing, so keep doing it. Now, with that, they all told me they're long 23 bushels. And why I didn't go sell a few hundred futures when I got done off the stage, I have no idea. But I literally said to him, I go, if this room's that long, I need to go sell futures, buy puts, do something. Here we are down 6-7. We're trading a weather market. These never end well. We zip up. Anytime we zip up on a weather market, if you look at the whole I-state complex, there's no drought. And it is going to get hot. Full disclosure, it does that sometimes at the end of July and August. And if you're part of these folks who are going to get roasted, like out in Kansas, it's not funny at all. But there's enough bushels out there. There's enough 23 crop out there. We're producing enough 24, and very little 25 is sold on the books. I think we got tougher times ahead in agriculture, Scotty, and they want to be told the truth. So let's start with you and me. What do you say, Cow Guy?
I do 20 to 22 of these interviews a day, the whole schedule here, right? And I would say over the last 6 weeks, obviously, as this price has come down, the talk of, say, 182, 183, and I was even actually afraid to say it on air, what 185 has been whispered. But even this morning on the radio show, I got told 188. Now, that might be pie in the sky, and a lot of times it is, and this is just anecdotal. But even if you've got, say, a better than expected yield, and you do run into a little hot and dry, and it brings it down by a bushel or two, you still could be over trend. On top of the fact that they haven't sold all the 23, 24 is probably, I guarantee you, it's underhedged for sure, and then nothing done in 25. I mean, you're right. It's just going to be difficult. So you have to make sure that you take advantage of these rallies that we just got in the last few days. Whenever we pop higher on the day, don't let it go by the wayside, because it might not last forever.
Also, real quick before we go on break, a lot of the wives watch your show, and they actually stopped me personally and said, "Can you talk to my husband? He needs help." The ladies like to sell grain and turn it into money. I don't know why they find it so simple. Sell the grain, turn it into cash, buy a call, move on with your life. Back to you.
That's a really good story, because I've heard the same thing, and I've witnessed it myself firsthand. You're exactly right. And they're able to take the emotion out of it, and they just want to run a business. And it's a lot of times they are the hidden heroes behind the whole deal. That's a great story too, and I've seen it actually in real person. All right, stay right there though. Get another cup of coffee. I'm not allowed any more coffee. I'm shaking as it is. We're going to go away, pay some bills. We're going to go back and talk to Tommy Grisafi in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right after this. All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I am the cow guy. These are the cattle prices. Let's get right to it. You can't wear this jacket without giving them in. We're off and running now. We're open. And we're steady, a little bit easier when we talk about live cattle. Let's start with the October. That's down 40 cents to 188.20. 5 cents off the low of the day, but we've just gotten started here, so it's not really fair to talk about ranges yet. It's only a 70-cent range, basically. You move on out to something further out the curve, 30 cents lower in Feb to 189.37, and that too is only 12 cents off the low there, but we still have only had about a 60-cent range, so no big deal as of yet. Let's see about the feeders and what they've got going for us here on the off. Early morning trade, September's up 7 cents. That's 3 ticks to 257.97. And then as you go out the curves, there's just nothing going on. We're actually on change in Jan. That means it hasn't really even traded yet. It's too early. But we're off a nickel in October to 257.02. So nothing going on in feeder cattle yet. Moving over to the lean hogs. It was steady, a little bit better, I guess. I'm not counting August because that's about to go. But October's up 20 cents to 78 even. 25 cents off the high of the day, 40 cents off the low, and that brings us back to Tommy Grisafi. We have 45 seconds, Tommy, for you to tell us everything you know about the livestock market.
Heck with the livestock. Let's talk outside markets. Dow Jones up 500. That's going to keep these cattle bid. If people can afford to buy them, they're going to keep buying beef. The fundamentals are bullish in beef, and hogs are coming back. When you look at the charts, they look a lot better. Bitcoin up 5%. August options expire today. Big volatility in the outside markets. You're seeing a stock market start up high during the day, sell off, rally, and then really close on lows. NASDAQ had a couple back-to-back bad days. We're coming the weekend. We're looking for a Democratic vice presidential candidate. Let's hope politically we don't have as much volatility as we did the last few weekends. I wish you all a safe and blessed weekend. Back to you, Cow Guy.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about this yesterday on the Cow Guy Close, but with what's been happening in the ags, what's been happening in interest rates, and then what's been happening in equities. Those are the only three big trading silos you can trade. Now, there's thousands of contracts or derivatives off of those three. But each one of those silos, there's a lot going on. We got a lot of volatility in each one of them. I mean, yesterday the range in the 10-year yield was 419 to 429. I haven't seen that in a while, too. So we've got a lot going on, nowhere to hide. So it's going to be one of those batten down the hatches and wait for some volatility because it's coming our way. Appreciate you coming on, Tommy. Thanks for coming to us from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but that's the truth. There's nowhere to hide.
My suggestion, you and Tommy need to have a podcast and don't even talk markets. Just talk about life in general. You guys crack me up.
Maybe it'll cure and Tommy.
You're too smart, but you don't sound like it. Does that make sense? Anyway,
All right.
Love you guys.
Thanks.